This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Those of you that are watching, if you can see between the strobe light and the farm animals wandering the studio, the disco ball, you'll notice there's wine on the table, there's glasses, and the good news is that Daniela is here to talk about it. So don't go buy anything yet for Thanksgiving or anything else. Wait, let her give you advice, and then you go and buy. And if you've already purchased, then
go purchase again.
Go buy it again, because you're going to screw it up. She's going to set you straight for what to do going forward for the holidays. I always forget, how do people follow you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram mostly.
Okay.
It's Daniela Masters Wine, Daniela with one L, and then I'm on Twitter, DD Masters Wine.
Okay. And so you came with some red.
I did. I never come with red.
Yeah, I know.
You always get really upset with me, but today I have red. I always come with white or sparkling because we normally record at 10 a.m. It is now 9:30, and we are popping into the Pinot, but I wanted to give you a little Thanksgiving gift.
Oh. But okay, do whatever advice you have for people for Thanksgiving meals and what works.
Sure. I want to tell people what I do for Thanksgiving because I think it's really relevant and extremely fun. I don't like to stick to one wine ever, especially like think of Thanksgiving dinner. What do you normally cook? Like, what are you cooking? Anything, or are you just eating the things? Okay, what's your favorite dish, for instance?
I don't know. I'm a nuts and twigs guy, so I'm not a good example. But I'll eat turkey.
Okay, turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey, right? Mashed potatoes. There's cranberry sauce. There might be a roast. There might be pork.
Some ham
like
in
some
there.
ham.
Yeah.
Green bean casserole, salads, rolls, etc. So why would I pick one wine to go with that? And I think everybody wants to ask me, what's the catch-all wine? And I do have a response for that. But what I like to do, which you can judge me for this or not, is I like to line up about 3 glasses, minimum 3.
Okay.
And I like to pour different styles of wine in each glass. And then I like to go back and forth, like take a bite of something and then go to the wine that I think is the best. It's great. It's so fun because you're not pigeonholing yourself. And you get to, pick the ultimate pairing. And like the best bite is the one with like there's turkey, a bite of mashed potatoes, a bit of cranberry sauce, and like maybe a green bean on it, and you're stuffing it in your face. Yeah, like I think being able to mix and match and have that perfect wine for that bite is the best.
Wait, so you're not just randomly bouncing back and forth. Are you strategically having this wine at this point? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I think people want to hear because I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah. So the 3 wines I probably have in my glass. Ready? I probably have a white wine, definitely. I definitely have a white wine that's like fuller bodied, more like Chardonnay, something a little bit creamier, maybe a little bit of butter. Don't roll your eyes. And then I have a red wine, something lighter bodied. Like the Pinot I brought it in because I thought Pinot Noir was a great example. Also, there's a French wine called Beaujolais, and Beaujolais is released the 3rd Thursday of every November. So it's Beaujolais Day.
Those prices are going up, right?
I know they are. Beaujolais
inflation.
is not as cheap as it used to be. It's annoying. But you can buy better quality Beaujolais than Beaujolais Nouveau. Which
So you're pouring the white. Is this before you were even eating? You're just doing stuff?
I'm telling you, it's a process and it's so fun because obviously it's me who's curating the wines. Like everyone's trusting. I literally have a case of wine. Before I even packed my bag, I'm going to Dallas this Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I haven't even packed my actual clothing bag. I've packed my wine bag. The wine bag is set.
Priorities.
It's a rolly bag. It's keeping everything like temperature controlled.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because I've been like getting bottles for months for this, right? So I put my 3 glasses minimum in front of me. I probably started out with sparkling earlier, probably when I was cooking and or prepping and or socializing. Because remember, you're with family, and when you're with family, you need a drink. Okay, so you gotta like get over your aunts.
Yeah,
and,
some of us try to drink to go to sleep. It's like, how fast can you put me to sleep kind of thing.
The tryptophan and the...
Yeah, exactly.
and the wine working together.
So you start with sparkling,
Yeah.
work our way through the process to the point that we're, to the pie or whatever happens.
Perfect. So start off with a sparkling.
Yeah.
That's their socializing wine.
Okay.
Plus, it's lower alcohol. It's around 12%, so you're not getting bombed before the relatives truly arrive. And, I love champagne. Like, champagne is classic. And also, splurge. Like, champagne costs more, yes, but it's Thanksgiving. Just buy the champagne. It's worth it. So that's the cooking, socializing wine. And then I get to the table, and there's my, white Burgundy, white Burgundy is essentially Chardonnay, but it's not extremely oaky buttery. It's more of a crisp, vibrant style. So it's not dripping with oak and butter. It's great. And then I have might be a red Burgundy, which is Pinot Noir, or
Am I eating
something.
with the heavier white?
Just wait. I'm setting out my wines for you.
That means most people are going to be hammered by the time they get to the turkey.
They're not you might pour a couple of ounces in each one, but it's the equivalent
of a full glass. They're not beer bonging, and I know.
No.
Not yet.
You're doing this tastefully, and then you don't do it tastefully later.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So the red Burgundy, I put a chill on it too. Like I'll put it 55 degrees. It's nice and vibrant. It'll go really well with the food. And then there might be either a rosé in there to kind of tie everything together, or something with a bit of sweetness. Because sweet and salty is so delicious. I know people love to be like, I don't drink sweet wines. Okay, just get something with a little bit of sugar, because that's really fun to tie with something salty.
Okay.
So those are my 3 wines, or 4. And I'm going...
The concept that you have to stick with one because the taste is going to be screwed up by bouncing from, a Chardonnay to a Pinot, not true?
Not to me, because what's happening, especially if I have a lighter bodied red and not like a heavy cab, what's happening is that the protein and the salt in the food is like kind of scraping everything clean. And also saliva is it's gross, but it's a great cleanser. And if you feel like everything's getting overwhelming, just take a sip of water and start again.
Okay.
So I think you can get around that.
Got it.
And I think that, like mashed potatoes with white Burgundy, or, any sort of type of Chardonnay that's maybe doesn't have as much oak and butter. It's so delicious. How much butter do you put in your mashed potatoes? I made mashed potatoes for the first time last year. I put sour cream and butter, and it was amazing because I tasted the creaminess in the wine too.
Okay.
And then think about cranberry sauce. Like, think about this Pinot that we have. I mean, you're smelling it, and there's a lot of hints of cranberry in this wine, and red fruit and strawberry and all of these things. How great is that with cranberry sauce on top of a piece of turkey or ham that's been glazed? It's so good. And so you're going back and forth from those. And
I'm going to want to go light with that combination. Okay.
Yeah, you are. So you guys, if you bought heavy cabs, if you guys are doing a roast, like a pot, like anything dark meat related, that's fine. I just think that that's not the best pairing you could have possibly had. So go Pinot Noir or go Beaujolais. And if you're like, I'm not a Beaujolais fan, if you've had the Nouveau...
Tell people about Beaujolais, though.
I'm going to tell people, Beaujolais comes from the region right next to Burgundy called Beaujolais. And the grape is called Gamay, and nobody ever knows about that. It's Beaujolais is named after the region versus the grape, as all French wines, really. So it's Gamay. It is made in a very similar style to Pinot Noir. And Beaujolais Nouveau, that's released the third Thursday of November, is released unaged. So no oak treatment. It's very bright. It's very fruity. And honestly, it's not that high quality. But there's another type of Beaujolais that they drink all year round, or they release all year round, and that's just a Beaujolais, either village level. I would pick something that doesn't say Nouveau on it, because that's higher quality, and it's made in a less bubblegummy, fruity style, and it's more of a serious Pinot Noir drinking type of wine. Really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that we're into our fourth glass, our fourth different wine?
Well, we covered the white. We covered the red. Rosé is
so
just
if somebody's doing the roast or the ham,
Yeah.
you're saying stay away from the cab there?
Ham, I would definitely still go to Pinot Noir or Beaujolais. Anything, like roast beef, yeah, you can go into cab territory, and I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the sweet wine, like a off-dry Riesling. There are really great Rieslings out there. I think people think of Blue Nun, and they think of White Zinfandel, and they think of all of these really low-quality $6 wines. And the truth is that you can go and get something that's $15, $20 plus that's delicious, and it's going to really, think of a honey glazed ham. It's going to play off a little bit of the sweetness and savoriness that ham has,
Yeah. And someone could do that instead of a Pinot. Is that what you're saying?
No, I would keep the white and red minimum.
Okay.
And then I would play around. You could if you wanted to. And then what's so great about sweet wine, it goes right into dessert.
Yeah.
And so now you're kind of prepping yourself for pecan pie, pumpkin pie, and all of that honeyed sweetness really goes so well with sweet wine. It's delicious.
And then you're drooling on yourself and you take a power nap.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. The Thanksgiving nap is something I look forward to every year. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And the football's on or
Just
something.
get that wicked buzz and the background football noise, get some drool going, and block everyone out.
I'm so...
And the day is over.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste, and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
By you, Jeff,
I've never heard that.
It is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
45 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today.
Okay.
And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here, it's called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the Beet Heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring Beet Heat.
I'll even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait, is that one hot to you?
No. A little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. This is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet Heat.
Beet Heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
Okay, so realistic price points to get. We're talking 4 bottles here, 4 different bottles.
Yeah, I'll give you all 4.
4 different types.
I just recommend at the minimum white and red. At the minimum, I get that most people don't love wine as much as I do. I get it.
Yeah.
Champagne, splurge on it. Geez, it's once a year, guys. Just pay $50. You're fine. And savor it. Really savor it. Have that moment to yourself before your relatives arrive. That's okay, I will be nice. I will be nice. I will be nice.
Does it go well with heroin?
I've never tried that before. You took it really far. I would have said maybe something like weed or something.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Just go.
No, I gotta go. I don't even know if crack is a thing, but I'll try crack too.
Go back. No, this is another drug for you. This champagne.
Yeah.
Champagne's another drug, and I think you should just take a moment to yourself, really honor yourself, love yourself by drinking this minimum $50 champagne.
Move into some whites.
Move into some whites. Yeah, I think minimum. Again, I've preached this many times on this show. Don't buy anything less than $15. You're just getting bulk wine that's been altered chemically. People can add up to 77 additives legally with bulk wine. So please be careful of what you're consuming. And also, who wants the day after Thanksgiving hangover? I sure don't. I feel like shit. I don't want to do that. Let's stay away from that. Get something like go higher than 20.
There's some science too. The better the wine, the lighter the hangover. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, all wine has alcohol in it.
Yeah, I know that.
So let's be honest.
You know, if you're 8 glasses into whatever, you're going to feel like garbage. But I'm just saying that, you know, you do this 5-glass day, or you know, in some cases maybe 8 or 10 glasses, whatever. Yeah. But a 5-glass day, if you're buying better quality, you're going to feel it a lot less. Correct?
I think so. Like I've drank 1 glass of bulk wine and I feel like I want to die. Like I get really nauseous and I get sweaty. I get hot flashes at night. Like I'm up in the middle of the night. Like I'm not even menopausal and I'm just dying. I'm like sweating. It's start paying attention to your symptoms. And also a good rule of thumb is if you can find the wine everywhere, regardless of price, it's probably bulk.
Yeah.
And so things like brand, like staple names when people present these, and I won't name names, but really like high-end wines that they perceive as high-end, but you can find them everywhere at every shop, at every grocery store. They're probably
So when that
bulk.
relative shows up like they do with the yellowtail, like put that to the side.
This is why I bring my own wine. Okay. Like I have, you can drink your wine. I'm going to drink my wine. And if you don't like my wine, good. There's more for me. And I'll drink it the day after as well.
Yeah. What is the etiquette on that? Because I sense some conflict sometimes. You know, somebody puts it out there, thinks they've given you a great gift with the yellowtail, and there's no chance in hell you're going to drink any of it.
Yeah, I get that.
But you got your own stuff. I mean, right? I mean, you're an expert, so they expect that. But someone who hears you today says, "Okay, I'm on to this. I'm going to load up on the good stuff," and then they show up, and it's a direct conflict.
Like direct conflict with other people. Who have
so they go, well, wait a minute, you got your Riesling. I bought you some yellowtail. What's wrong with that?
I don't think there's any.
I try to say I'm allergic.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. When in doubt, my throat will close.
Can't
have that yellow. But you're having white. Shut up.
I'm allergic to yellowtail specifically.
It's just something specific to it.
I think that a good rule of thumb, like it depends on whether you're going to the party or whether you're hosting the party.
Okay.
If I'm going to a party, I always bring my own wine. I always bring a bottle for the host as a gift so that it's like, okay, that's yours. And it's, you know, maybe something that I think that they would like.
Sure.
And then I bring a bottle for myself because I don't know what they're pouring there. And I would really like to drink. I made a pact with myself about a year ago. I'm not drinking any more trash wine. I'm not drinking any more trash, period. I'm not putting that in my body because I value myself. And also I work in wine. I have so much wine in my house.
Right.
Why would I suffer anymore?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to enjoy the meal, you're saying enjoy the wines with it. Yeah.
Yes, and
even
enjoy
if your relatives
life.
Are trash.
Like it's exactly.
What if your relatives are trash?
Then all the more reason to have something that's not trash going into your mouth.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that's rude. Like you've already given them a gift, and therefore the expectation is that the second bottle is popped. I think that that's great. And I do it every time because without fail, I have very few friends that are actually into wine.
Yeah. Okay. So it's cool. You think to enjoy the day, it's cool. You're driving wherever, going wherever to bring some good stuff. Bring 4 bottles of good stuff just on your recommendation.
Well, you're talking about Thanksgiving specifically. If that's how you want to enjoy it, then yes. And then be prepared. And I'm not expecting you to pour 6 ounces or 5 ounces per glass. I'm not saying like it's cool to get hammered. I'm saying it's really cool to have choices. And it's cool to be that person that people are going to, it's such a conversation starter, I think, especially if you're meeting new people. Or you're like, well, what are you doing? I want to do that too. And if you're willing to share, that makes a better Thanksgiving. Isn't that the whole point?
Look at you.
I know.
Wow.
I'm so enlightened.
I feel like I've just had a bedtime story. This is so inspiring. I love my family now.
I'm so excited.
We're not going to fight as much.
Yeah.
We're going to have this that was like a kumbaya moment with you.
Man, wait till Christmas. I'm telling you.
And the new year is going to be spectacular.
Oh, man.
So the checklist goes champagne starter, splurge.
Yep.
Then it goes into a
white, red, potentially rosé if that's what you're into, and sweet wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even when I get to dessert, only unless it's roast beef or something, I'm not allowed the cab territory.
You can, everyone, okay.
I know. I'm just saying, you're saying in terms of...
Everyone can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
I am not here to be the ultimate godlike authority on what you're drinking. I don't care.
Okay.
Whatever makes you happy. It's Thanksgiving, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So please, please, please do whatever you want. However, you asked for expert recommendations. I'm here to provide. This is what I'm doing, and I'm so happy about it.
When I want to have that big cab, that's after all the food, when it's time to go ahead and drool?
Sure. Pull out that cab just as a nightcap.
Yeah.
A nightcap.
Yeah, just for the power nap. Third quarter of the game, Cowboys suck, 3 interceptions, whatever happens, cab comes out.
Yep.
Deep sleep.
There you go.
There's the deep sleep.
There it is.
Okay. We've got it.
I think this was good.
Yeah.
I think this was capped off like pretty well. And
price points for the other. I know you have to say don't go below 15, which is true. I try really hard. I think a lot of people do this. There's like a game inside the game of trying to find really good $25 wine and stuff like that. Like trying to stay in your range and still finding good stuff. What kind of price range can somebody go once you get past the splurging for the champagne? 25-ish?
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think between 20 and 30 is phenomenal. And to be honest, like, I'm still paying that. That's what I'm comfortable on.
Yeah.
I think 40, 50, now I'm like, ooh, I'm a little uncomfortable on a daily basis. And I work in wine.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with staying there. I think that's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's awesome.
So you're setting the budget on the day. You can make it just fine on $25.
Yeah.
Bottle. Yeah. I found that too.
I think that's great. And I think set yourself a budget of like $100 for wine for the one holiday. I think that's great. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you're comfortable with is awesome.
What about if you're hanging out at the house and you're 2 games in or whatever? Do you get into, is there anything else later in the day? Ports?
Yeah. I mean, I'll get into the serious dessert wines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's port, another French dessert wine, which goes really great with pumpkin pie, is Sauterne. And that is what I'm probably going to also bring. Like, I say that there's only going to be 4 bottles.
Okay.
I'm bringing a case to the entire Thanksgiving shindig. I'm not going through a case.
I know.
Some of it is friend wine.
How to find... I think most of us know nothing about port or dessert wine.
Yeah.
What is like just a decent primer for trying to find something that's pretty good? Because I found I've had something that's super high end that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you think, okay, I just like port. And then you have something else that just feels like you've eaten sandpaper.
Yeah, there's a lot of port. We're talking about port specifically.
Yeah.
A lot of port on the market that's $15-$20. That's unaged. That's bright. That's fruity, and that's it's just alcoholic and jammy. That's what it is.
Okay.
So what I recommend for those is, most people actually like tawny port over ruby port. And so tawny port is a lighter style of port that tastes more like caramel, and it's a little bit nuttier. It has a lot more dried fruit. Mm-hmm. So what I would do is go for a tawny with an age designation. So you can have 10, 20, 30-year-old tawnies. And so I would do, and those are the average age of the wine. They blend a bunch of barrels together until they get an average age of 20 or 30 years or whatever's on the bottle. And that has a bit of nuance, a bit of complexity. It's normally not incredibly expensive. So go with a tawny port, and it'll say tawny on the label.
Okay.
Tawny port with an age on it, whether it's 10, 20, 30, whatever years.
Older the better? Always?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
With a vintage year on it too, like if you really want to splurge, if you
when
like
the port is good, it is outstanding.
So
It's just something I know nothing about, and I've been lucky enough to be around somebody that's to try this. I thought, oh no, I don't know, I feel like I'm
Yeah, if you're
drinking chocolate milk, and it's
awesome.
It feels like that perfect, like late in the day with the family. I'm sure yours is perfect, but all of a sudden here comes the MAGA hat or whatever, and this life starts to suck by the end of the day.
I gotta tell you,
it starts to digress into. That's when I feel like that port or that scotch, that late, early evening, I need to shut the world out and just savor something. That's when I'm thinking port.
Yeah. And let me just tell you.
It times with the MAGA conversation.
My family is not perfect, let me say.
I'm kidding.
And yes, I think that port is a great idea with dessert, or as that, let me shut out Grain Aunt Margie because she is being racist again. Whatever. But I think exactly, and I think we have a not a duty, that sounds really lofty, but I think we do owe it to the port industry to look back and go, okay, what do you have to offer? I'm personally getting married in Portugal, and I'm getting married where they make port.
Okay.
Not because I'm like the diehard port fan, but because I wanted to get married in a place where I could buy a case of something and pop it open every year. And I think what's so great about vintage port is that it's almost, immortal.
Yeah.
You can pop it open years later and it's going to be fantastic. So just something to think about, older styles of port. And even if you're not a dessert fan and you don't want to drink sweet with sweet, have a piece of cheese or have another bite of turkey or something that. Go back to the savory, or just have the glass of port. And it's like a cerebral, it's just like that champagne where you're just thinking about it. So don't forget, in the frenzy of everything, to take a second, breathe, and smell your wine. Don't forget.
Wow. You need an audio tape or something.
I know. Could I just sing you to sleep?
Yeah, these philosophical moments, these kumbaya and drinking kind of thing.
Yeah. I've taught
and just
a lot of
somebody could
classes.
pop in the earbuds and just start to channel when they go, when that aunt or that crazy uncle goes tinfoil hat on you, you just put this in and...
Yeah, I need like a Calm app episode.
Yeah.
Like, hello, this is Daniela DaSuta. Pop open that wine.
Yeah.
It's looking at you.
Ooh.
It wants to be consumed. Take a moment. Swirl. Sip. Savor. I think I could go on from there and you'd be all sorts of relaxed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could have a meditation on how to drink wine. That would be sweet. Calm, if you're listening, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'd dig that.
Okay. Well, there it is. Thanks as always. Good advice. Whose is that? Is that Jeff's?
The bottle?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
You can have the rest of that.
No.
But take it for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Be sitting in my car.
This is a good bottle, so don't put it in your drink it for Thanksgiving. It's also been Coravend, so it needs to be consumed immediately.
Oh, great. That'll work really well on the trail today when I go for a run. Be sitting in my car down there.
That's your Thanksgiving wine.
It's great for hydration. That's one thing I found is Cabernet is really good for hydration.
That's probably a personal opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so on Instagram now, that's it?
Yeah, Instagram, Daniela Masters Wine. I have a website as well, danielamasterswine.com. You can reach out to me personally. I curate bottles, so I'm a personal wine buyer and a wine educator. So I travel around the country and teach wine classes, do wine dinners. It's a lot of fun. I'm a lot of fun. That sounds so annoying, but I really do think that, wine is meant to be shared and celebrated. And I'm so glad to have been here for, a Thanksgiving episode because I've had a lot to say.
Yeah, no, it was therapeutic. I didn't anticipate that. So, all right, you know the rules. You know what she said, and forget what I said about the crack and the heroin.